What up, guys, and welcome back to Thomas Reacts here on the 360 Experience with myself, Thomas Mabaso. So, guys, it is obvious that the fighters will not be happy about the story that I'm about to report right now, because the president of the ANC Youth League, Collen Malatji, felt like taking jabs at Julius Malema during his first press conference wasn't enough. So, the president of the ANC Youth League, Mr. Collen Malatji, the man that you are seeing on your screen right now, went out on stage again and he started attacking Julius Malema. So his remarks are leaving a lot of people with quite a bitter taste, because a lot of people, they just want to know, as the president of the ANC Youth League, what is it that he's going to do to better the lives of the youth? What is it? What are the policies that they are going to implement? What are their targets? What is it that they are going to fix to make the lives of the youth in this country better? Well, the president of the ANC Youth League doesn't really care about that. The only thing that he wants is to get on stage and attack Julius Malema. And as many of us know it, as soon as you mention the name Julius Malema, the press will love you. So the man went out recently and he was on stage and he started taking jabs at Julius Malema. So guys, let's hear what the president of the ANC Youth League has to say right now.
Must be able to explain that we've done this and this and we've failed here. It is the ANC that said more can be done. Now it can't be us, comrades, on social media, when they attack leaders of the ANC or attack programs of the ANC, who are the first ones to respond and fight against the ANC but not defend the ANC. There are members of the ANC here who love being in the EFF than the ANC. Every time that one, the flip-flopper speaks, they even make him their own screensavers. When we speak against the flip-flop and the EFF, they're the first ones to call us to order, saying that no, leave this EFF thing, man, focus on the youth issues. They forgot that the EFF is the enemy of the revolution.
So Collen Malatji is worried about the enemies of the ANC Youth League. He's not actually worried about the youth of South Africa. This is exactly what he just said. He'd rather take his time to focus on the EFF rather than the needs of the youth in this country. So this is what I said when I said, like, the ANC Youth League, it's as good as dead. They have no impact. They are planning on making no impact, because clearly the only thing that these guys want is to be famous, and is to be famous by attacking Julius Malema. They don't want to be famous because of the policies they implement. They don't want to be famous because of the ideas that they bring on the table and the solutions to better the lives of the youth in this country. The only thing that they want is to be famous for attacking Julius Malema. So this is I mean, like, if you are a South African youth right now and you had any hope in the ANC Youth League, this is the kind of leadership you have right now. I mean, like, as a young person right now, when we hear this person talk these things, we should be mad, we should be outraged. These are the kind of things that should make us mad as young people in this country. This is exactly what happens when young people don't get into politics, because guys like Collen Malatji, they end up getting all these big positions by just talking nonsense. The man gets on stage and he tells you that the problems and the needs of South African youth are not a priority. His priority is the enemy of the ANC Youth League. And funny enough is that ever since this guy has been elected, Julius Malema has never actually spoke about him. He has never addressed him. This is the same guy who was baited during his live press conference, live on national television, when the journalist asked him about Julius Malema. Instead of just saying that, okay guy, I don't want to talk about Julius Malema right now because I believe that I have this platform to tell the youth what is it that we are going to do for them. But what did he do? when he was asked about Julius Malema, the first thing that he did, like he grabbed the opportunity with both hands to attack Julius Malema, because he knew that I can get on stage and speak for 5 hours. Tomorrow nobody will recognize me. But as soon as I mention Julius Malema, that's where people will recognize me. I mean, like, even right now, I'm doing this reaction video because this guy spoke about Julius Malema. I honestly wish I could do a reaction video someday when this guy is actually talking about the policies that they are going to implement. I would honestly one day like to scrutinize that instead of always trying to call him to order. Because clearly the guys, even the people who are surrounding him, are as stupid as him. Because this guy clearly behaves like he has no advisors. I mean, like, if you look right now, there is like 60%, I think, of South African youth is not working. That is millions and millions and millions of people. Those people are looking at ANC Youth League and hoping that the ANC Youth League can come up with something to make the situations better, but they are just focusing on Julius Malema. So if you are a young person right now, how are you feeling? What is it that stuff like this makes you feel? Because I know as a young person, stuff like this, it actually makes me mad. It makes me mad. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. It makes me mad. Because these are the missed opportunities. When you get on stage like that, every time you get on stage, you should get on stage to tell the people your plans, man. Give us hope. You don't even give us hope. You don't inspire hope in South African youth. Because ever since you get on television, you've been interviewed many times, but you don't want to talk about the policies. You just want to focus on politics. Politics, not policies.
The EFF is funded there in Europe. I can give you a practical example of the EFF, how is the enemy of the revolution. In his formation, they said that the land shall belong to the people.
You know, guys, it would make sense if the EFF was busy attacking the ANC Youth League while the ANC Youth League is trying to make something. Then we would say that, yeah, the EFF is the enemy of the ANC Youth League because the ANC Youth League is trying to achieve something here and the EFF are trying to distract them. But that is not the case. No one is attacking the ANC Youth League. The EFF is not even talking about the ANC Youth League. So this guy wants the ANC Youth League to focus on Julius Malema. He doesn't care about the problems of the youth, like he said when he started the speech. Because he can't say that, like, he knows. That's what people have been saying to him, like, address the youth problems in South Africa. But he knows, speaking about Julius Malema, you're gonna be on the headlines. You're gonna be on YouTube. Thomas is gonna react about you. You're gonna get all the publicity that you need. But at what cost?
They said the ANC is selling out because it does not want to resolve the land issue. Then the ANC went to Parliament and said, we agree, let's take the land and give it to the people. The first thing that they did, they took a flight to Britain to meet with their funders. Photos are available. When they came back, they said, no, ANC, we no longer fully agree with you. Tina was saying the Freedom Charter was wrong. The land shall belong to the state. They create a technicality that makes it impossible for us to take the land.
How is it a technicality that makes it hard for the ANC to take the land, whereas ANC is the ruling party? If the EFF is advocating for the land to go to the state, which means the EFF is advocating for the land to go to the ANC so that the ANC can distribute the land. So who is he trying to fool right here? Who Who is he trying to fool? If the EFF says, okay, we want the land to go to the state, the ANC should not have any problem with that, because they are the state. They must take the land and distribute the land to the people. So how is it that telling the ANC that you want the land to go to the state, how is it something that is actually disturbing the ANC's plans? Because they are the state.
Now, are those not flip-floppers? Then they go outside, they tell people that it's the ANC who doesn't want to give them the land. When it's themselves in parliament, they voted against the land going to the hands of the people.
But, guys, you can't just say the land must go to the hands of the people. I mean, like, the people can't just go out there and start grabbing land. Someone must be the middleman, guys. Someone must be the middleman. I mean, guys, advocating for the land to go to the state so that the state can distribute the land to the people, I think that is an idea that makes sense. So if you want to tell us that you wanted to give the land to the people, how are you going to distribute the land? How?
It's a reality. It is the same EFF, comrades, that says illegal foreigners must come to the country illegally, do crime in the country, sell illegal goods, abuse women, abuse children, abuse men, and they can't be traced because they'll be illegal in the country. No. Which makes it impossible for law enforcement agencies to act on those people. It's the same EFF that finds nothing wrong with Zamazamas terrorizing our communities on a day-to-day basis. Now, that EFF that calls itself economic.
You know what I hate about these guys, or what is funny about these guys, is because, okay, guys, let's think about this. The ANC is in government. So if the ANC, they are really serious about managing our borders so that no one can get into South Africa illegally, they are the people to do this. You get me? So even if the EFF, let's say hypothetically, the EFF is on the side of the illegal foreigners, fine. The EFF is on the side of the illegal foreigners. They want them to come into the country and mess everything up, fine. But who has the power to actually protect the country? Is the ANC. The ANC are the ones right now who can protect the country because they are in government. So whether the EFF is on the side of illegal foreigners or not, the ANC is still doing a bad job when it comes to actually guarding our borders. Because everything that is happening right now is happening under their watch. All these illegal foreigners that you see selling drugs, involved in human trafficking and cash in transits and all these sort of crimes, all these things, they are happening under ANC's watch. So what is the point that he's trying to convey? Because even if the EFF is for the illegal foreigners that are in the country right now, who is in charge? Who is supposed to make sure that there is no illegal foreigners in this country? Who is supposed to make sure that illegal foreigners who are doing all these bad things in the country are deported? Is the ANC. The ANC is in charge. So you cannot try to blame the EFF for something that the ANC is responsible to fix. The ANC must fix the borders. You cannot come now and blame the EFF and say that the EFF is for illegal foreigners when the ANC is actually the ones allowing the illegal foreigners to come into the country. This is why I said this guy needs to focus on telling the youth his plans. He needs to start telling us his policies. He needs to start telling us what is it that the ANC Youth League is going to do to better the lives of South African youth. Those are the things that he should go to stage to talk about. Because this identity politics, he got his head fucked up. got his head fucked up with all this identity politics, because everything that he spews, everything that comes out of his mouth, it makes no sense. It makes no sense, guys. I will always push for this guy to come out and tell us his plans. I will always push for the ANC Youth League to go out and tell the people what is it that they are going to do for South African youth. I mean, like, if you look right now, South African youth is faced with so many problems. I can't even count them, man. It's suicide left, right, and center. It's unemployment. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad education system. Our healthcare is fucked up. Everything is a mess in this country, and all of these things are affecting the youth. South African youth is being affected by these things. You can see the suicide rate. Young people are taking their lives in South Africa because it's unbearable to be a young person in South Africa. It's unbearable. People with a certificate, people who went to universities for many years, are sitting at home doing nothing. People who are capable of working are not working right now in South Africa. And these people, they end up doing drugs. Some of them, because of doing drugs, they end up doing crime. Some of them, they end up like throwing their futures away because there's basically nothing for them. I mean, like, guys, if I was the president of the Youth League, if I was the president of the ANC Youth League, guys, I would fight each and every day to make sure that the issues that are affecting our youth are addressed. I would not try to address all the issues at once, which is what these people always try to do. You cannot fix everything all at once, but we must have some things that we are targeting. I mean, like, even right now, you can see the young people who are starting their own businesses are finding it hard. They can't get money. They can't get funding. It's hard even for those who are trying to make things work for themselves. It's hard for those who even gave up on the idea of finding work, because even the load shedding right now is affecting the small businesses. Every time when there is a load shedding, the small businesses are the ones who are affected the most because they don't have cash lying around. This is why I want this guy to actually, guys, I'm begging for Collen Malatji to start talking policy. All this identity politics, it's not working. The identity politics that the guy is trying right now, it is not working. It is not working.
Economic freedom fighters, they are clear economic sabotagers. Because,
you know, guys, I would be so embarrassed as a member of ANC Youth League, like these guys here. You see these guys that you are seeing right here. I would be so embarrassed clapping hands when my president is busy dragging the president of another party instead of actually telling people our plans. I would be so embarrassed clapping hands there when my president is busy attacking Julius Malema instead of telling people his policies and his plans and his vision. I would be so embarrassed. I would be so embarrassed. I'm not gonna, like, guys, I would be so embarrassed if this guy was my president and I had to sit behind him and clap hands while he spews this nonsense. I would be so embarrassed. I am so embarrassed on these people's behalf. These people that you are seeing on your screen right here, I'm so embarrassed on their behalf. Because how can you clap hands for this? Aren't you supposed to clap hands when you've told us, when your president tell us what is it that he's going to do? Aren't you supposed to clap hands when your president tell us what's his vision? What's his vision for the youth? What is it he would like to see the youth achieve in few years? What is it that the ANC is going to focus on? What are the targets? What is it that the ANC Youth League is targeting? What are the problems that are affecting the young people the most? And what is it that we are going to do to make sure that those issues are addressed? I would be happy to clap hands if someone like that, if someone is my president and is telling the people, I will be so happy. But I would be embarrassed to sit here and watch my president talk about Julius Malema when this guy has been given many opportunities to go on to go on television, to go online, to tell us about his plans, but he hasn't been able to tell the youth of this country what are his plans.
When our hospitals collapse because of illegal foreigners, who do you blame? The government. When our schools collapse,
because the government is in charge. I mean, like if things get bad in South Africa, who are we supposed to blame? Because we have to blame the government. The government is in charge. The ANC is in charge. I mean, like, being in charge, you have to accept that you're going to be scrutinized. You're going to be criticized. So he says, like, yeah, if our healthcare sector faces problems, who are you going to blame? You're going to blame the ANC? Of course we are going to blame the ANC, because the ANC is in charge. I mean, guys, what's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this guy?
because of illegal foreigners, who do you blame? The government. Because you can't plan and budget for people you can't account for in your own country. The only way you can plan and budget, you only plan and budget for those that you can account for in the country.
It's almost as if this guy is a spokesperson for the DA or for the EFF. Because right now what he's doing, he's criticizing the ANC. In his head, he says he thinks he's criticizing Malema, but right now he's criticizing the ANC. Is he even aware that he's criticizing the ANC? Or is he simply naive? Is this guy aware that right now what he's doing is criticizing the ANC?
Now the reason the work of the government of the ANC is always criticized and reversed, it is because of people which we can't account for the country. Now you can't say you are for the people of South Africa, but the best you do, every chance you do, you sabotage the work of the country.
If the ANC was for the people of South Africa, maybe the ANC would have not allowed so many illegal foreigners in this country. How about that? Of course, let's say, of course, you are right. Julius Malema hates South Africans. Julius Malema hates South Africa. But who is in charge? Julius Malema is not in charge of South Africa. You are speaking as if the ANC is no longer in charge. You are speaking as if there is someone in charge there that you are criticizing by telling this guy that if you love this country, you must not allow so many illegal foreigners in this country. You are so tone deaf and naive. You can't even make sense in your own head. That's why I'm saying. That's why I will always tell this guy that it is so important to go out there to the people and talk policy. If you talk policy, you will never find yourself making such mistakes, because you will know that if there's one thing that people are going to criticize me on, they're going to criticize my ideas. But they are not going to criticize me, because what you are doing right now, you are giving us free content to criticize you and how you think. This is free content for us. And what you are doing right now, you are exposing yourself. Because in your head, you think you are exposing Julius Malema, but you are exposing the ANC. And these guys who are sitting behind you, these ones who are sitting behind you, they are not even aware that right now what you are doing, you are criticizing the ANC. The same ANC that gave you the platform. I love this guy. I love this guy. He gives us free content. It's free content for me. I don't have to work hard. Every time I see Collen Malatji said something, I know that he said something stupid. Every time I see his videos, I know that he said something stupid. I know that he said something stupid. But I get so mad at him because of the position that he holds. Because the position that he holds is very important. I don't think the ANC Youth League presidency should be held by someone who is worried about the EFF. I think the ANC Youth League presidency should be held by someone who is actually worried about the youth of this country. It should be held by someone who is worried about the youth, who is worried about the youth of this country. Not someone who is worried about the ANC. This guy is worried about the ANC. He just want to politic, guys. It's clear. He just want to politics. He just want to be like Fikile Mbalula right now. He just want to be like Fikile Mbalula right now. He just want to politic. Like he said, people always tell him like, Collen, you need to focus on the issues that are facing the youth. But no, I'm going to address the number one problem of the revolution, who is Julius Malema.
Well, they try some shut down. How do you shut down your own country? It's a clear program that is funded by imperialists. Because the imperialists are not happy with a clear agenda of the ANC and the Youth League and message of the ANC to fight that the demographics of the country, the economy of the country must reflect the demographics of the country.
I'm sure Oliver Tambo is standing in his grave with this guy there standing there wearing his t-shirt and saying all these stupid things. I'm sure Oliver Tambo is standing in his grave, man.
Which means that the most those must benefit from economic activities of the country must the majority of the people of the country which are black by color.
And who is supposed to make sure that the black people in this country are participating in economically? Who is supposed to make sure that? Who is supposed to make sure that the young people in this country have jobs? Who is supposed to make sure that right now in our provinces we have created a conducive environment so that businesses can come in, build there, and hire our people? Who is supposed to make sure that South Africa is a conducive environment for the business? Is it Julius Malema or is it President Ramaphosa? That's why I'm saying, like, every time this guy opens his mouth, it's almost as if he comes from another political party, not the ANC. Because I don't understand how can they allow him to go on stage and criticize the ANC just like this. He goes out on stage with an idea of criticizing Julius Malema, but what is it that he's doing? He's criticizing the ANC. This guy is killing the ANC right now. With friends like Collen Malatji, man, who needs enemies? The ANC don't need enemies when it has people like Malatji, man.
Now, they're not happy with the approach of the ANC. They find liberal organizations like the TA to reverse those gains. And comrades, if you're not aware, the real owner of the EFF, it is not the grandmother of Julius. It's the illegal smuggler, cigarette smuggler called Mazioti. If you want to look for the real owner, the lies that Julius goes around saying that the grandmother is the owner of the EFF is lying. He's using the name of the old woman wrongly. The real owner of the EFF is an illegal cigarette smuggler called Mazioti.
Okay, fine. Mazotti is an illegal cigarette smuggler. Why hasn't the ANC put him behind bars? I mean, like, guys, if you know such information, why don't you report the guy? Why is the guy not investigated? Why is the guy not locked up? And in this country, who is supposed to lock up people who breaks the laws? It's the government of the ANC. So if you know such information, why is the guy not locked up? Why is the guy not locked up? Why is the guy not investigated? Why is he not prosecuted? Who is supposed to prosecute Mazoti then? Who is supposed to prosecute Mazoti? Guys, the ANC must never allow this guy to go on stage again. The ANC must never allow this guy to go on stage again. And there are people who are clapping hands there. Why are they clapping hands? Whereas Bheki Cele is supposed to put this guy behind bars. If this guy is such a criminal, Bheki Cele is supposed to put him behind bars. Bheki Cele, he works for the government, he works for the ANC. Why can't Bheki Cele put this guy behind bars? I mean, like, wouldn't it be nice if this guy was on stage saying like, that illegal cigarette smuggler of the EFF, we've put him behind bars. Mazoti is arrested right now because he's a thug, he's a criminal. I think that would have made much sense. But telling us that Mazoti is a criminal when ANC is in charge of putting these people away, it's actually a jab at the ANC, not at Julius Malema. The ANC should never allow this guy to go on stage again. I hope that the ANC sees this video, and from this video they must never allow this guy to go on stage again. This is an embarrassment, guys.
Now when there's instability in the country, the illegal cigarette smuggler is able to operate nicely. Now every time Julius wants instability, you must know he's doing for his duty. Comrades.
And guys, I know that 2024 is coming, so I tend to overanalyze these speeches that these people are doing recent. I'm trying to understand what is the purpose of this speech. What is it that Collen is trying to achieve with this speech? I'm simply trying to understand that. I mean, like, does he believe that after saying all these things, people who were going to vote for the EFF are no longer going to vote for the EFF, are now going to go back and vote for the ANC? What is the purpose of this speech? It's 2024, guys. Everything that the political parties are doing, they're supposed to inspire some confidence in people or in the public. But sometimes, like, you're like, what is the purpose of this speech? Are you trying to gain more votes for the ANC by actually speaking all of these things? Or what is it that you are trying to achieve with this speech? Because honestly, guys, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. What is it that he is trying to achieve? This is just like with John Steenhuisen when he said that Julius Malema is going to report Julius Malema to United Nations Human Rights Council. I mean, like, even if you can do all those procedures, even if they arrest Julius Malema, man, do you believe that people who are going to vote for the EFF will no longer want to vote for the EFF and are now going to vote for the DA? Do you honestly believe that you can squeeze people's hands into voting for the DA? Sometimes when these people do these things, I just wonder, like, what is the purpose? What is the goal? Because you get on stage almost every week, but you say nothing that is going to better the lives of young people in this country. Every day, almost every day, you are on stage. You are somewhere on the radio or on television somewhere. But you never say things that are going to inspire the young people of this country. So as a young person, I'm sitting back and I'm like, what is the purpose of this speech? I honestly don't understand.
On coalition governments, comrades, it can't be that comrades will agree as the youth league of the ANC that parties that have got one seat must be elected as mayors. Eh? Mukoni was voted by 1%. Baraki mayor Raya Kurlen. We made a call that where with majority, we must govern alone. Where the opposition got majority, must govern alone. Because, comrades, there is something called the mayoral committee. It's a committee of the mayor. Now it means the mayoral committee.
Guys, this is just the ANC will never get to a point where they are governing alone, especially after 2024. They will never get to a point where they are governing alone. I don't believe that they will ever get to a point, like even the country, they will never govern the country alone. The municipalities, it's going to be coalition left, right and center from 2024.
Committee must implement the manifesto of a political party that belongs to who? To the mayor. Now, how will we implement a manifesto of some party from Matatiel that has got 2 seats, one has got majority? Yeah? Some Al-Jamaa here in Johannesburg. How will the ANC, now you are saying the ANC must neglect its manifesto and implement the manifesto of Al-Jamaa, which was voted.
The ANC will end up implementing the manifesto of Al-Jamaa because they've lost people's confidence, man. All of these things that you are saying, that's why I'm saying that you are doing nothing but exposing the ANC. The ANC, they've lost municipalities, they've lost the metros. They are losing the wards. It is the ANC's fault that they will never get to a point where they are a majority right now in this country. It's the ANC's fault.
Voted by 5 people. Now we're calling upon the ANC to pull out of all collusions that don't benefit the.
He's worried about the collusions, not the coalitions. He doesn't care about the youth of this country. He's just worried about the national politics. And whoever is advising this guy, man, this guy has been advised by the worst of the worst, man. I feel so sad about him, man. I feel so sad because this guy has been given like an opportunity to actually make change in this country. I don't know why is he trying to be Julius Malema 2.0. There will never be another Julius Malema. But if you are genuine, being the person that you are, maybe the people will love you. Because right now the people despise you because of the person that you are trying to portray yourself as. You are not that person, man. The ANC needs to do better, man, when it comes to guarding its talent. They need to do better when it comes to training its talent, man. Even this guy, even when he speaks, you cannot listen to this guy for an hour or for 30 minutes, man. You will be asleep or you will be somewhere outside smoking cigarettes or something. He's unbearable to listen to.
South Africa.
This guy is unbearable to listen to. Mainly because he's trying to be something that he's not. And it's so sad when you see someone who has been given such opportunity just wasting it on Julius Malema. I mean, like Julius Malema, guys. Julius Malema, he's international, man. Leave Julius Malema alone. Julius Malema is worried about Elon Musk and President Ramaphosa and all the national matters, man. This guy doesn't have time for the ANC Youth League stuff. How can you take so much time talking about Julius Malema when you are on ANC stage? You're supposed to be talking about the ANC, the plans of the ANC. What is it that the ANC is going to do in 2024? At least if you are telling us what is it that ANC is doing for load shedding, what they are going to do at ESCOM, How is the ANC going to govern better? It would at least made a bit of sense. But you've been speaking about Julius Malema non-stop. Then why are you there? Aren't you there to talk to the masses? What you are saying right there, man, this is the kind of stuff that you should do. Maybe when you are at home, go live, man, on Facebook or in Instagram, if you like to address Julius Malema like this. But when you are on a public space, when you are given such platforms, man, you should take these platforms and say things that are going to better the lives of the young people in this country, man. You've been given an opportunity to make change, but you are choosing to ignore all of that just because you want to get famous of speaking about Julius Malema, man.
Because democracy must be protected. Democracy says
he's worried about democracy, guys. You know, guys, when I say this is the kind of youth, this is the kind of leadership we deserve, I'm honestly telling the truth. This is the kind of leadership we deserve, guys. We deserve this. Because young people they don't want to participate in politics. Young people, they don't want to participate in politics. That's why guys like this will end up being the president of the ANC Youth League. Before you even know it, this guy will be the president of the ANC. And people will be there complaining when he's doing his thing. I mean, like, if a lot of young people were participating in politics, I don't even believe that this guy would have been given this chance to be the president of the ANC Youth League, because they would have saw right through him that he has no content, he has no ideas, he has no vision. He doesn't have no dream, like he has nothing. The only thing he's worried about is Julius Malema. Every day when he wakes up, he wants to talk about Julius Malema. That is his only obsession. He just want to talk about Julius Malema. He doesn't care.
Majority must rule. We're welcoming you, comrades, in the province of Nasispani, Panyaza Lisufi.
So, guys, I'm actually worried, guys. I don't wanna lie. I'm actually worried. I'm actually worried as a young person in this country, man. I wonder how does the ANC view all of this? Because after 8 years, man, when the ANC said that they are going to elect the new leadership of the ANC Youth League, after 8 years, I think a lot of people were so happy, because finally young people could have a bit of representation. But this is the kind of representation that we get. Yo, we are in trouble, guys. So, guys, please tell me what you think on the comment section. Please don't forget to hit that like button, and the most important part, guys, please subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.